All right, so we're going to start the recording now. Melissa just had the most brilliant question. It's Monday, April 19th, 2021. This is our EM LOA call. So Melissa just brilliantly downloaded a question that everyone has because she is, oopsie, hold on, where'd you go? Here you, oh, my computer is popping things up. Where are you? There you are, okay. So Melissa just brilliantly downloaded a question that everyone has and everybody moves into struggle about probably at least once a day. We all do. So thank you for that. And as you guys know, I'm trained as a clinical psychologist, and groups were my jam. Okay. So this is a total group dynamic where one person, an articulate person, an in-tune person, a sensitive person, tunes into the group, even people who are not here right now who will be listening to this later. And she just articulated a question. Did you know you did that? That's what you did. It's awesome. So tell me if this is accurate. Melissa's question is, okay, how do I get into alignment with all these? She has a zillion businesses. She has a zillion kids. She takes care of babies as a freaking NICU nurse. I mean, I just want to get down and bow to her right now. Like the NICU nurses, please. It's incredible. She does so much. And I literally was telling Kimmy Z before you got on, Melissa, that these are the people who we attract to our team, the people who are expansive. Yes, more and more. Not the people, God bless them, bless their hearts, whose worlds just keep going like this and getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Because what happens is people who are open to all possibility, pure possibility, who can stay in the moment, who can stay in infinite sequences of happy moments. That's all we're doing. Can do anything, be, do, and have anything. Literally anything. Okay, so we all have a power that creates worlds, the power that is making. Today I'm walking, I swear to God, on my walk, I was like, those buds were not out on my way to the beach. And now on the way back, there's more buds on that tree. Like, how is that even? So it's magical what's going on in every moment. So what Melissa said so wisely is that when she's in that flow, in that moment, in that sequence of a happy moment, she's like jamming. She's jamming. She's like, this is the best ever. She's focused. She's going. She's not thinking about 10 moments from now. She's just in this moment. And that's when you can be, do, and have anything. Now, where that gets messed up, just for a moment, is when our brain, our inner critic, jumps in and goes, now wait a minute, it's time to think about all the other things that I have to do and all the other things that I should do or should be doing, or that person who said that to me, or whatever. We don't want to go there. We want to stay focused. I think I put this card up today, in fact, something about alignment, focus, and speed, or something like that. So alignment, focus, and then success loves speed. It loves speed. Now, not speed of 10 million things at once. That might be confusing because I just said we want people who have a million things going on. So you have a million things going on, but you choose one thing in the now. Your one thing right now is listening to me. Then when I stop talking, my one thing will be listening to you. And there's nothing else to do. There's nothing to solve. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to figure out. Nowhere else to be. Now, I'm going to tell you a story because stories resonate. How many years ago was this? Maybe 20 years ago. I was doing my internship for my doctorate at Harvard University in the counseling center. They called it the Bureau of Study Council because Harvard students are embarrassed to get therapy. So anyway, my mentor, Charlie Ducey, said to me, I've never met anyone like you. When you talk to someone, it's as if nothing in the world exists except the two of us. And I will always remember that because it reminds me of Maya Angelou, right? They'll forget what you say, forget what you did, but they remember how you made them feel. If you, all I'm doing is I focus on one person, one thing. That's it. And this just takes it takes a little bit of practice, everybody. It takes practice. And I don't, I work at alignment every day, just like you. I love that work though. So what's funny is if when people say to me, well, do I have to do this every day? I want to do yoga. I want to uh, get on cardio and leave you guys a Vox. It becomes what you want to do, but it takes a little practice. And what cracks me up about that is when I think to myself, what else do you want to be doing? Like if I'm up at 4 and like my whole family's asleep and it's pitch dark out, like what else do I want to be doing? Do I really want to be doing something? No, I want to be on my yoga mat, right? And the point is you find your yoga, whatever that is. It might be putting on some good EDM and dancing. Maybe you might not want to wake your family up, but you could put on your AirPods. You might want to get in a bath. You might want to bake. All those things I also love doing. And I do take a hot bath every single day, even if it's for 2 minutes. I get in a hot bath. I just get in. I love it. So find what feels good. Do it every single day. No exceptions, no excuses. So, and the alignment, and yeah, some days you're going to be a little off. It's just you're human. Kimmy Z and I were talking before this, and yesterday I woke up out of the vortex, not like bad, and it turns out I was running energy of someone else, something I found out, and because I'm an intuit, right? So I'm an empath. And so that can happen with you guys because you guys are all sensitive beings where like, you're just like, why am I off? And it could just be like, whatever, you're picking up something. And that's okay because you have the tools. And if you don't have the tools, I will give you the tools. And I will tell you the tools every day. So Melissa was saying, thank you, Melissa, for noticing this. I am very consistent. I am there for you guys every day. And there's no guilt and no shame if you don't jump on the Vox or the call or anything. I don't believe in guilt or shame, and I don't believe in regret, remorse, or mistakes. I do not believe in them, and I do not live them. I am holding that space for you. So if and when you want to dip in, dip in. And there will be very occasional times when, actually today I was signing up a consultant at 8:30. It took an hour and 4 minutes. It should have taken 30 seconds. So I was on Zoom, but the recording was off because I was, dealing with it. And by the way, that was the email issue, which still exists. So when you guys sign up your consultants, and you will, because you're both going to have ginormous teams, because I see them if you want them, you cannot have the same email that you have as a customer when you sign up as a consultant. So I figured out, thanks to Melissa, I was texting Melissa, just delete their customer account. Just delete it. Just delete it. But anyway, I took over for her. I said, go to work. One of her best friends had just lost one of her child yesterday. So she was off. Obviously, I was like, I'm doing this for you. And I did it all. I got her info and I did it for her. It took an hour and 4 minutes. I was on Zoom, but I wasn't the video. My point is, you do what it takes in the moment. And that's another thing. When you're in the moment, fully 100% and in alignment, it doesn't ever go exactly how we planned. Thank God. That would be the most boring life ever. So you roll with it. You're like, okay, this is taking an hour and 4 minutes instead of 2 minutes. How am I going to shift this? And then you flow with it, and then it goes even better somehow than you ever planned. Okay, so back to Melissa's original question, alignment. So it becomes non-negotiable. And the second that you are feeling a negative feeling or thought, you nip it in the bud and you go, okay, this is inner critic. Because when your inner being's talking, it always feels good. Always. Inner critic is saying, ooh, guilt, ooh, shame, ooh, whatever, ooh, overwhelmment. So when you guys feel overwhelmed, the universe is your inner being, the universe has given you what you want. It's there. You're not ready to receive it. That's all it is. You're freaking out. You're in a, this is perfect. I wrote this for you guys today, and it's exactly what we're talking about. Oh my God, it's perfect. All right, ready? What you embody, I wrote these this morning. You become. What you embody, you become, okay? I wrote these this morning. Your physical reality originates from your very own emotions and perceptions. So all this stuff that's happening, it's coming from inside of me. My emotions and my perceptions are creating everything. Okay. So why did I burn my hand today when I was taking my noodles off the stove and one noodle literally flipped out of the pan onto my hand right here and burned the shit out of my hand. Why did that happen? I know why. Because my firstborn blew into the kitchen and I had all my other chickens in there except for one who was at tennis. And she had all, it was all a flutter of all these things, and the details don't matter. But I went immediately into that emotion of her dad and like the chaos, like they're the Griswolds and it's like this chaotic, and the noodle literally burned me. My inner being was like, hello, you know, and I was like snapped out of it, and I just loved her.
I so needed to hear that.
Yeah, breathe. Just breathe, and it's perfect.
I knew I needed to be here today.
You did, girl.
Thank you.
Sounds like we had a similar morning.
I think so. Okay, better. Yeah, I think also that was so helpful, because what I realized right before I hopped onto this call is I was taking on the unstable energies and emotions of my recent business partners. And although they meant well, they certainly meant well, it was not in alignment with how I flow. I go from fun and what feels good and very minimal pressure on myself. And then I felt myself unnaturally putting pressure on myself, because that seemed to be the environment that they were successful in. And I thought, oh, are they successful because they put this immense amount of pressure and like hound each other all day? And I didn't want to participate in that. So I stayed in my lane. I stayed consistent and calm and happy in our conversation. And then by the end of it, the partner is telling me how much he learned from me and was grateful for me. And I thought, wow, okay, staying in my space, it brought out the part of him that I needed to work with.
Right, because, ready? I wrote this for you this morning, ready? What you embody is up to you. Okay, because so we can't control circumstances ever, or people. So we have to choose what we embody, right? What we embody, we become. Now, what's happening is 85 to 90% of people are allowing their emotion, their embodiment, to be a reaction to what's happening or people, like these well-meaning people. So Kimmy Z and I did this. I did it for 4 years with my internship. And even though as I look back, like the whole time I just knew something was wrong. I was like, this is not right. Right. But I took that on and I didn't keep myself. And I will never, ever, ever, ever ask anyone on Best Team Ever to do that. And in fact, if someone seems that they're acting out of inauthentically, I will call them on it. I will. So this is the best news ever. What you embody is up to you. So you chose it. You said, I'm going to embody ease. I'm going to embody fun. And then he could only show you that, he or she. They can't show you anything else. And maybe they'll vibrate out of your life because they can't show you that, and that's okay. So my chickens are talking. That's why I was distracted. So you decide how you want to feel, Melissa and Kimmy Z and whoever's listening. And this is what I choose. This is what I chose today. I choose excited. I love feeling excited. Okay. And I choose ease. And I choose happy. I choose supported. I don't have that written here. And I choose calm. And then I also like this one. I like to be expecting and giggly, like kind of giggly, like where's it coming from? What's it gonna? So I'm gonna tell you 3 fun stories, and I'm gonna put these on box. I just haven't had a chance. This is what we're talking about, Melissa. This is why you were attracted to this business, and we're going over. It's okay. So on Friday, I went to, or Thursday, I can't remember. I went to Stop and Shop with my chickens, and I was in line, and this woman said, "Is this your list?" I had like this big list on paper. And I said, "Yeah." And I was laughing. And then I looked at her. So she engaged with me. I looked at what she was buying. And I go, "Oh, you look like you're wicked healthy." And I looked at her energy. And I go, "You seem like a healthy, fit person." Because she did. And she's like, "Yeah, I am." And I go, "Do you like wine?" And she goes, "I love wine. I love Prosecco." This was the day of the sale. It was Friday. And I go, it was Thursday and Friday, whatever. And I go, "Oh my God, so I have a wine company and we're having a sale on Prosecco." And I said bubbly. And she's like, "Oh my God." So I wrote her name down. Actually, here, this is what I wrote her name on. That's her name on this piece of paper. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't have my phone. My phone was in the car. So I go out to the car, chickens I'm telling them about it. I'm always teaching them about business. And I get in the car. I'm like, "Where's that piece of paper?" And I can't find it. We look everywhere. Can't find it. I'm in Stop and Shop, like looking on the ground in the parking lot. And we're laughing. I'm like, "Where's that paper?" So anyway, I get in the car. I go, "It's got to be here." So we drive home. I'm getting out of the car. This thing falls out. Here it is. Well, I get inside, and guess what? She already ordered. This woman, whose name is Hope, her name is Hope, and her last name looks like Prosecco. It's Prokop. Looks like Prosecco. Anyway, so she just met me and she ordered. Okay, come on. Hope. So that's expecting and giggly. Like, how cool is that? And I'm not done. There's 2 more in 24 hours. I was at the post office mailing I sold 5 decks in a day. So someone ordered 5 decks. So I went to the post office and I had given this guy, Anthony, a sample like months ago. And he's like, "Oh, I love that sample. And my mom loved it." I go, "Oh my God, it's Mother's Day. You should get your mom some bubbly. We have a sale." So I write down my info. I get home. He placed an order. Okay. How many times do people place orders without me? Never. Okay, these 2 people placed an order. There's one more. This is in one day. I did this thing called Lunch Club. And this, my friends, is all these examples are for all the people who say, I don't know anyone. I didn't know any of these people. Okay. I did this thing called Lunch Club. I sent both of you guys invites to it. I highly recommend it. I had 2 lunch meetings, and this is what happened with one of them. They're 45 minutes, though, by the way. I think that's too long, but okay. So just make note. I had 30 minutes allotted. So anyway, so this guy, his name is Hector Garcia. He's Hector the Connector. I loved him. I loved him. Everything he said, I just loved him. And anyway, at the end of the call, I was like, oh my gosh, it's time to end. And he's like, wait, I want to buy some wine. I never said a thing about buying wine, nothing, anything. And he had it all picked out. He's like, I want the mix track and I want this and I want that. I was almost crying. I was like, are you kidding me? So that's magical. And that's why you're in the business, Melissa, because how fun is that? Like, I don't know who I'm going to meet today who's going to buy wine from me. And I told my chickens the story. I was like, that's magic. Like the odds, like think of what had to line up for me to be in line with that woman at that time. And then I went on Facebook to friend her. She's friends with one of my best friends from Brown. She's friends with one of my good friends in Barrington. And this is the most amazing. She is friends with a woman who is a heart surgeon in New York City who bought my wine because of a tasting set I sent to someone saying, can you taste this and tell your friends about it? I don't even know if you can follow that, but this woman is friends with her. It's crazy. So the point is, I don't want to hear from anyone that I don't know anyone, because people love wine. Millions of people love wine. Millions. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. Hundreds of millions love wine. And that leads me to an interesting thing that came to me today, because this guy who's trying to get me to sell this stuff called Savvy, I'm sure they've asked you as well. It's a clothing thing. His name is Robert Randetti or something. So he friended me on Facebook, and he's like totally, recruiting. And I've told him like 100 times, I'm not going to do it. Thank you. And in fact, Alyssa Nadeau on our team sells Savvy. So like, if I were going to buy it, I would buy it from her anyway. And I don't buy clothes. You guys know that. But anyway, the point is, he reached out to me about something yesterday, and I said, oh, I am, full disclosure, I am trying to go to Mexico on this trip, and this is what I'm trying to do today, and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, and he doesn't drink. And I go, so Mother's Day's coming, and I know your mom probably, moms love wine. So he writes me back, and he didn't read anything I said. He's like, I don't drink wine. And I was like, yeah, I know you drink Gatorade and orange juice. I remember what everyone says. I didn't ask about you. I was saying your mom, because moms love wine. He goes, I don't know anyone who likes wine. This is what he says. And I was like, cool. Have the best day ever. And now I'm not going to unfriend him because I just wouldn't do that. But the point is, someone like that doesn't upset me, because there are hundreds of millions of people who love wine. And also this guy, that's not true. I'm 100% certain that he knows people who like wine. He's just only focused on a sale, and he doesn't want to help me, and that's okay. I'm not going to get upset about it, because there are 100 million people who do want to help me. And I'm going to help them, and I'm not going to unfriend him either, because that's karma. I would never do that. Does this make sense?
Yes. Oh.
So magical. Literally, I loved my yoga studio so much. This business is so much more fun, because it's not bricks and mortar. I can create this magic anywhere, anytime. Anywhere, anytime. It's all about this. I decide how I want to feel. I decide what I am embodying. If I am embodying excitement, something fun's going to happen. And I'm going to say this. I felt excited to do a shit ton of reach outs yesterday on a beautiful Sunday. I couldn't stop myself. And I was doing these reach outs. I was so excited. I didn't send you guys the words to say because it's specific for Mexico, just because there's like a little time thing going on. And Melissa, I have struggled with that in the past with like pushiness around that stuff and whatever. But what I chose is that I want to create this for my husband and me. And like, that's my focus. And if it's meant to be, I'm going for it. And if it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen. So anyway, I did all these reach outs yesterday and I had a blast. And 0 orders came out of it. And I didn't give a shit. That's how you know you're on the right track. When you feel good about what you're doing and there's no attachment to outcome. Does that make sense?
I can totally dig that.
No attachment to outcome. Like really, like, oh, that's what I felt like doing. And that was great. And by the way, it's divine timing, right? So it was this beautiful Sunday. People weren't on their phones. They weren't on. You know, people are now responding to me. But the point is, if and when I get an order from that, I won't be like, okay, now I feel good that I did that. No, that's in the past. That's on my past canvas. It's all so over. It's over. So I'm painting in the canvas in front of me what I want today. And I can create anything. It's all about the embodiment of the feeling. So what's the feeling I want to have? Melissa, I know what you want. You want to feel supported. You want to feel happy. You want to feel excited. You want to feel ease. You want to feel focused. You want to feel abundant. Flow. You want to feel flow. And guess what? We all want to feel successful, but successful is just freedom to feel all these feelings. So what you do is you just find something I feel successful about. What do I feel free about? I feel free that I'm going over on this call, even though I'm not supposed to. Right? We're 23 minutes over, but I have the freedom to do that. So screw it. I'm doing it. So I pulse that out, and then that feels successful. Instead of, I could go a different route. Oh my God, I feel guilty. I did something different than I said I was going to do. I won't do that. Does that make sense?
On my board today, I wrote, I choose to feel abundant, supported, and at ease. You hit every single one.
I said every single one.
And you also said, I've been really tuning into numbers as a sign of synchronicity and a means to feel aligned. And today is 4, 19, 20, 21. And then I don't even know what you just said about it, but you said, oh, we're 23 minutes over and my birthday is 4/23. So thank you.
Your birthday's in 4 days?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you were born.
Me too.
Oh my God, your birthday's in 4 days. Yeah. And also the numbers thing is funny because for 4 years with my internship, I refused to look at numbers and I was really triggered by it. And my the woman who brought me into it, I don't know what I want to even label her as, but she is a friend. My friend who brought me into it, she would like yell at me about numbers. She'd be like literally, she would yell and she'd be like, you have to do these numbers and blah, blah, blah. And I would just, that did not work for me at all. I'd be like, you're yelling at me, you know? And so anyway, it turns out she had triggers about numbers. So she was really yelling at herself and all that kind of stuff, right? It had nothing to do with me, but it didn't feel very good. But anyway, what's fascinating, I'm just like downloading this as I'm speaking, so I don't even know what it means, is I now love numbers. I always love numbers. It's just in that context, I did not. But I never dealt with them with my studios ever. My husband did all that. He did all the back end, and also Boston Herald. I did none. All I would do is produce content. I'm a content junkie. Okay. I never had to do any of the back stuff. And my spirit was like, well, you need to learn how to do that. You need to put on your big girl pants and figure out how to do the back end stuff. Right. So that's what I've done with this business. But basically, what I'm fascinated by, Melissa, is I didn't even know what AD was, associate director. I didn't know what that was. I just like did what I did, and I am where I am. Okay. For some reason, well, I know that now, and I see you there. And what's interesting is that's not my jam usually. And when I tell you, like, oh my God, you're almost AD, and then I like stop myself because I'm like, she doesn't want that. But I get so excited, like more excited than when I did it. Does that make sense? Kimi Z just made AD last month. But I didn't even know what it was, you guys. And so anyway, it just reminds me of when Madison got into Brown, because I was more excited than when I got in, way more excited. And it's the same thing. Like I just get I get excited. But anyway, my point in this is, as long as you're staying in alignment and fun, Melissa, I think for me anyway, now it's the energy, it's not the numbers or the title. In fact, Melissa makes fun of me because I always mix up the titles. I'm always like, yeah, and I'm going to be whatever. The next one is called ED. And the only way she could help me remember it, because I kept saying the wrong one, is I can't even say it's like a naughty word that she helped me remember it, ED. And the second word is dysfunction. So you can figure it out. But I couldn't remember it. So my point is, it's not the titles or the numbers, it's the excitement around it. So anyway, when you're, so here's the lesson for today. What you embody, you become. Wait, the first one is, hold on. And what you embody, and behind them, I always write E's. What you embody is up to you. What you embody is up to you. So we are literally choosing from our very own emotions and perceptions. We are choosing our physical reality. Like that's so freaking cool. And we're never screwed, because we just get to start over in infinite sequences of moments. I choose happy moments. So what you need to do, I have excuse my French, I call it the fuck it happy game. So, and I like to swear because I never swear, because then it catches people's attention. Just like when my best friend gave me Diet Coke when my dad died, and Kimi Z's like, I can't believe you drink Diet Coke. And I'm like, I don't drink Diet Coke. It's been in my fridge for like 2 weeks, but it gets people's attention.
It's time to throw it away.
I won't. I tasted it this morning after your box. It's still a little bubbly. I was like, I'm going to taste it and see. So here's the fucking happy game. You wake up, you're out of alignment. You're like, crap, I'm out of alignment. Why? I don't know. I had a bad dream. I don't know. Before I went to bed, I was out of the vortex. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a shit? I just have to get in alignment. So you take whatever time you need to get in alignment. You do your yoga, you do your cardio, you go for a walk, you take a bath, whatever, meditate. You're in alignment. Hey, I'm at an 8 out of 10. I'm feeling good. Then every couple hours, check in. How am I doing? 8 out of 10. Cool. Couple hours, check in. 8 out of 10. Couple hours. Oh, crap. I'm 4. I'm at a 4. What happened? And then you notice what just happened, or what happened to pull you out of alignment, and write it down. You will see a pattern. And then what you learn, my friends, is I'm going to swear, I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm going to choose happy anyway. And I literally think that to myself when stuff happens in front of me. And I think, I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm going to choose happy right now, because I can either be happy or be annoyed, or happy or mad. And I'm just going to choose happy. And guess what? the thing dissolves. I'm trying to think of an example yesterday. I can't remember it because it's out of the vortex. Something happened with somebody, or maybe I spilled some, I can't even remember, but I remember thinking to myself, I don't give a shit that I just spilled that or someone just said something. I'm going to be happy anyway. And then it just went away. Okay. So I'm not advocating not having feelings. When you have a feeling and it bubbles up, like when you cried, that was the best ever. So you let it bubble up and then you ask yourself, what must I believe to be true to feel blank? You look at the emotion and you say, you look at the false belief and you say, oh, I think I'm not worthy. Oh, I think I'm a bad mom. Oh, I think I'm disorganized. Oh, and then you go, well, that's a load of crap. That's garbage. And what would my inner being say instead? That's what you say. What would my inner being say instead? And your inner being would go, that's okay. You're just figuring it out. You're learning. That's okay. You know, best example yesterday is the podcast. I learned you don't record a podcast when you walk to the beach. I won't do that again. Do I feel bad about it? No. How would I have known? Plus, I feel really good that I did it. And then I didn't feel bad and I showed you guys that. Did I feel ashamed? No. Did I blame her? No. Was I grateful to my best friend, Jackie, who said, you need to calm the fuck down and sit down in a quiet room and do your freaking recording? I was laughing.
That makes me laugh too, because I just know I'm like on the other end. I'm like, she's a ball of energy. I can feel the pace with what she's walking on the beach, but I still received every bit of the message, but it made me smile because I'm like, I know what's going on the other end of that.
You're the only one who heard it. I think actually my friend June from a few people heard it. My friend,
Heard half of it.
you did.
I thought I had the time to listen to the rest later, but alas, I didn't.
Alas. Alas, you did not.
Alas,
So yeah. So anyway, you can't get it wrong and you never get it done, right, Melissa? You can't get it wrong and you never get it done. And we're here for fun and we're here for expansion. And we can't expand unless we fall on our face and get up and go, oh, that I created something I didn't prefer. And we soften the drama. Instead of like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, look what I just created, something I don't prefer. I don't give a shit what's going on. I'm choosing happy anyway. And then it just dissolves and you move to the next moment and you create a new happy moment. Unless it's something that keeps popping up, that's an anchor. 3 biggest anchors: I'm unworthy, people feel unworthy, people feel stuck, and people feel people are giving away their power to circumstances. So they're needing the circumstance to be right or they can't be happy, and you're screwed if you do that. Physical mastery of physical reality, Bashard said this, is not changing physical reality. It's that you don't give a shit what's happening. You're happy anyway. And then by law of attraction, as you do that, only good stuff comes into your vibration anyway, because you're happy. So my contrast is very mild, the contrast I feel. When I feel it hard though. Because I'm a powerful creator like all of us, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, let's look at a number here, and 105. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to go get a snack, and then I'm going to do reach outs on Zoom. And stay or don't stay, you know, there's never any guilt about that or anything. And what's the other thing I had to tell you guys? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to stop recording. There's something.